A tourist did this on a train in Japan, and within seconds, the entire wagon went silent. Nobody yelled, nobody complained, but everyone noticed. And the craziest part? The tourist had no idea they did something wrong. That's the strange thing about traveling. Sometimes, one small action can instantly expose you as a tourist and make locals uncomfortable without you even realizing it. And today, we're looking at 6 things tourists keep doing in different countries that locals secretly hate. Most tourists don't try to be disrespectful. Usually, they just don't understand the culture, because something that feels completely normal in one country can feel rude somewhere else. And some of these mistakes happen every single day. Number 6, Japan. Loud public behavior. Japan is one of the quietest public cultures in the world, especially in places like Tokyo. You can enter a completely full train and hear almost nothing. People avoid loud conversations, rarely answer phone calls, and try not to disturb others around them. Now imagine tourists entering loudly, laughing across seats, shouting while talking, playing videos on speakers. But here's the interesting part. Most locals won't say anything. They'll stay polite, which means many tourists leave without realizing they made the entire space uncomfortable. Because in Japan, silence in public is respect, and loud behavior instantly stands out, especially in temples, quiet streets, restaurants, and trains. Number 5, France, treating meals like fast food. Many tourists visit France expecting fast service, and then become frustrated. But in places like Paris, meals are not supposed to feel rushed. People sit for long periods, talking, relaxing, enjoying multiple courses. Dinner is an experience, not a task. Now imagine a tourist, snapping fingers at waiters, demanding faster service, eating quickly, and leaving immediately. Locals notice this instantly. Because in France, rushing the meal feels rude. Another thing tourists often forget? Simple greetings. Walking into a bakery without saying bonjour can immediately create a colder interaction. In France, politeness comes before service, and tourists who skip these small cultural habits stand out fast. Number 4, Thailand, acting wild because it's vacation. Thailand is famous for tourism, especially in places like Bangkok and Phuket. And because locals are friendly, many tourists assume anything goes here. But that creates one of the biggest problems. Tourists behaving aggressively, loudly drunk, disrespectfully in public, especially near religious or cultural places. Thai culture strongly values calmness, politeness, emotional control. So when tourists scream in public or act recklessly, locals notice immediately, even if they don't confront them directly. Another common mistake? Disrespecting temples. Some tourists wear inappropriate clothing, climb sacred areas for photos, treat temples like tourist attractions only. But for locals, these places are deeply spiritual, and disrespect there feels personal. Number 3, Italy, turning cities into photo sets. Italy receives millions of tourists every year, and many locals are becoming exhausted by one thing: tourists treating real cities like amusement parks, especially in places like Venice and Rome. Tourists often block streets for pictures, stop suddenly in crowded areas, ignore local flow and movement. To tourists, it feels harmless. But locals still have work, school, daily routines, and overcrowding has become a serious issue. Another thing Italians dislike: tourists complaining that everything is too slow. Italy has a different rhythm. Long meals, slower mornings, emotional conversations. Trying to force everything into fast tourist mode feels disrespectful to many locals. Number 2, Germany, ignoring public rules. In Germany, rules are taken seriously, especially public rules. Now imagine this: the pedestrian light is red, no cars are coming, a tourist crosses anyway. Immediately, locals notice. To many visitors, it feels harmless. But in Germany, public order matters, and ignoring small rules can make tourists appear careless very quickly. Another common issue? Being late. German culture values punctuality, organization, structure. Even arriving a few minutes late can create a negative impression. tourists often underestimate how important these habits are culturally. Number 1, United Arab Emirates, forgetting they're still in another culture. Many tourists arrive in Dubai and think, this place is basically just luxury tourism. But they forget something important. The UAE still has strong expectations around public behavior, dress, respect. Some tourists act like vacation means no rules. Public drunkenness, disrespectful behavior, and loud public arguments are some of the biggest complaints locals have about tourists. Because while Dubai looks ultra-modern, cultural respect still matters deeply, and tourists who ignore that stand out immediately. The interesting thing is, most tourists never mean to be disrespectful. Usually they just assume, normal for me, normal everywhere. But travel doesn't work like that. And sometimes, one small mistake is enough for locals to instantly think, definitely a tourist. So now I want to ask you, which tourist behavior annoys you the most? And have you ever seen tourists disrespect local culture? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy videos like this, subscribe, because the next one gets even crazier.